Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Lars-San back with another video, and today is going to be my overall review of Gotham Knights, what I thought about it, what I didn't like about it, and my overall rating for the game. So I'm not going to really get into too much detail on everything else, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So to start it off, this game takes place after Batman's death. Batman is killed, and it's up to his former proteges to figure out what happened, how it happened, and they're uncovering a really big mystery that Batman has been working on, and that mystery was the Court of Owls. I will say this game took a really crazy turn towards the end, but I'm gonna try to make this video quick and painless, and quick and easy. So check this out. So to get into a lot of things, I'm gonna go ahead and start with the characters themselves. So you can either play as Jason, you can play as Nightwing, you can play as Tim, or you can play as Barbara. Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, Nightwing, all of them. You can play with them. Those are the 4 characters you got. So each character has their own set of skills, their own things that they're good at. If you're looking for a more acrobatic type person, hand to hand, you might want to go with Nightwing. If you're looking for more of a tech type person dealing with a lot of technology, hacking and stuff like that, Batgirl is definitely going to be the person that you go with. Plus she gives you that more of a Batman-esque feel to the game. If you want to go for a more sneaky approach with this game, which is what I've done while I was playing, is you would want to go with Robin. Robin has by far the best stealth skills in the game. Being able to go invisible and stuff like that is just beautiful. And if you want to go for like a loud, brute, really strong shooter, a brawler, whichever one you build, Jason is your man. Red Hood is the person that you want to go with. So as far as their skills and stuff go, they all have their own set of skill sets and stuff like that. You can unlock each one of the knighthoods. Batgirl, she has a glider, again gives you that Batman-esque feel. Nightwing, he has the flying trapeze, which is people call it a Fortnite glider. It's a glider with jets. Robin, he can use the Justice League satellite to teleport, and Red Hood, he has the mystical leap. A lot of people were not a big fan of the mystical leap, but I promise you it's not that bad in game. The mystical leap makes for some really fun traversal in the game itself. Just gonna be honest with you, teleportation for Robin took some time to get used to. Just gonna be honest with you, it took some time. Batgirl, I barely used her. I'm just gonna be honest with you, I didn't really care to play as a character that feels like Batman, because I have the Arkham games for that. That's my personal opinion. You guys can disagree with me if you want to, that's cool. Nightwing, I enjoyed using his traversal. Although the traversal was pretty fun to use. So now that we got that out the way, as far as like the character stuff go, the dynamics with one another. I had a feeling that each character would play a specific role, not like the role was assigned to them or anything like that, but this is just the role that I read the comic books, so I can just see them in these type of roles. Of course, Tim, being the child of the group, he took things a lot harder than most did, and he was a bit more inexperienced. So of course he had to learn a few things as he went. Tim is very smart and very keen when it comes down to his detective work. Like he honestly has everybody beat with his detective work in the game. But as far as like the emotional side of things, Tim definitely needed more comfort than most. Then you had Jason. Jason was dealing with so much internally because he had so much pent up anger with Batman's death being brought back to life. Well, Jason being brought back to life, I mean. And all this and that, he's trying to balance all that without people thinking that he's just some ticking bomb and will just go off in any second. Nightwing is the appointed leader, 1 being the oldest of all of them, and 2 being the very first Robin. He has some really big shoes to fill because he feels like he has to take up that mantle of Batman, or take up that responsibility of Batman. So he has all that weighing down on his shoulders. And then we have Barbara. Barbara, she she's dealing with a lot, dealing with Batman's death and also dealing with her father's death. And some parts in this game where she's just trying to remember how her father looks, and due to a statue in Gotham, it's kind of hard for her to remember it. And these type of emotional parts in this game made for some really deep connections with these characters, and that's just with them connected with each other. Tim trying to help Barbara through everything, and Barbara trying to be there for everybody else. But then you had the emotional anchor, the emotional support, the glue of this entire group, Alfred Pennyworth. When Alfred stepped on the scene, man, he helped everyone out. Even with Alfred dealing with this, he never imagined burying Bruce. Bruce was like his son. So the fact that Bruce is dead, he was dealing with so much of that pain and dealing with so much of that trauma, because he also had to bury Martha and Thomas. So it's like, damn, exactly how do I feel about this, you know? But I also have to be there to help these young ones out, because he took them in. They followed after the Batman, they followed after Bruce, so now I have to be there for them. So Alfred was there to keep them from falling apart. And it just feels like Alfred did everything he could to hold himself together in this game. I want to go ahead and touch on. I'm gonna start with the negatives of this game. The bad parts don't really hit too hard. Like, okay, so one of my negatives is definitely gonna be the some of the frame rate drops. It's not too bad, but it's not too noticeable to the point where it just breaks the game entirely. Like I'm telling you, you will enjoy this game with the frame rate being at 30, but in some instances the frame rate does drop. Guys, I also meant to mention things about the gear. So as far as gear goes in this game, this is another one of my negatives. I didn't really care for the UI in this game. The UI was just wasn't my cup of tea. Quite frankly, I prefer to have Avengers UI over this one. This one was a lot confusing. Once you play it a bit, you tend to kind of get used to it. But ultimately, I didn't really care for the UI in this game. The UI was really bad. So I hope that they come out with some type of patch to fix that and the way it looks, and also something to make the upgrading gear a little bit easier, a lot less confusing. Jesus Christ, bro, I cannot talk today. But make this a lot less confusing than what it is, because in some instances, like the way the mods are in this game, it just makes for some really sore eyes. Like, they need to fix that. That's another one of my big negatives. I meant to put that in the beginning with the negatives. I apologize, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's another one of the negatives. UI needs to be fixed. Another thing is the grappling. The grappling, when it works, it's fun. But there's times where you could be aiming at one ledge and it just goes all the way to the next ledge, and it's just that pissed me off throughout the game, because man, like, I could be doing a challenge and it shoots me up a building and makes me miss my checkpoint and stuff like that, and that definitely threw some things off for me. As far as like the combat goes, the only thing that bugged me in the combat was when you're aiming at an enemy and you're trying to do a piercing momentum attack, like Red Hood's piercing momentum attack, he automatically shoots behind him, and he just turns his body and shoots behind him when the enemy is doing a piercing attack right there. It's a little frustrating. A thing I don't agree with is while you're in the middle of like a takedown or something like that, or you're in the middle of a grab, you still take damage. That's not fun for me. I don't really care to be taking damage while I'm hitting people, and while I'm doing a takedown and whatnot. That's a little bit frustrating. But those are my negatives. Those are the things that I disagree with about this game. I barely encountered a lot of glitches in this and that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the positives. Man, when I tell you this game was by far one of the best superhero games I played this year, Honestly, for a minute, this has been one of my favorite superhero games. I have to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be like really, really biased. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people tend to get mad at this game because this game is not Arkham. This is not an Arkham game, and that's one thing we have to accept. Due to the fact that this game is a whole different entity, people are a little pissed off about it. They were looking for an Arkham game, which is why the reviews are so damn bad, because this game is not Arkham. This game is its own separate game with its own set of skills, its own characters. I get that Arkham was a thing of the past and that game was beautiful. We have to let that go. Like, I get that Arkham was beautiful and all, and we all love Arkham. By far one of the best game franchises out here. But this Gotham Knights is not Arkham. It plays differently. It is differently. This open world is a lot better than Arkham's open world to me. So people get upset because the streets aren't as destroyed as Arkham City was. The thing is, the people are actually able to walk around in Gotham than they was back in Arkham Knight and stuff like that. So a lot of my problems come from a lot of the community. Community is really, really pissed off with how the game is, and I personally don't see it. That the story was very fluid. The story was very immersive. Like, the way the Court of Owls fit into this game spooked me at some parts, engaged me in a lot of parts, made me want to step away from the game in some parts simply because it scared me. But ultimately, this game was beautiful. The combat flow, the way the characters interact with other characters, like how they would interact with Nightwing or Clayface or Penguin or stuff like that. The way these characters interacted with each other, with the environment, man, it was just beautiful. I know a lot of the people were worried about like the environment and the population and how people. Man, when I tell you, it's busy. Gotham is very, very busy. There's a lot going on in Gotham. I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's a lot going on. So you have people that you can. Well, I don't know if you can interact with them, but there's people that will talk to you and be like, "Hey, it's Nightwing," or "Why do we have Robin in town?" And all this and that. You'd hear them, and they're there. You can hit them. I advise you not to hit them because they are citizens, but you can hit them. The cops definitely are not on your side. If you're still in a location where you just stopped the crime, if you're just sitting there, standing there, the cops will pull up, trying to investigate the crime scene and take away the bodies that's there. They will shoot at you, and that's another beautiful part about this game. The fact that they thought about everything, bro. So ultimately, I enjoyed this game. A lot of people have been saying that they have so many problems with the way that this game looks. One thing I will tell you, when it comes down to these characters, they're built like this for a reason, and the game has a way of letting you know that they're built like this for a reason. This game is beautiful. The frame rate, I do hope that WB Montreal is putting out a patch to give us a 60 frame rate option. If not, cool, but I really hope that they are, because I want to see how this game looks when it's pushed to its highest setting, because it's a beautiful game, very, very beautiful, but when it's pushed to its highest setting, I want to see how that looks. So I personally would have to give this game, if I am to rate it out of 10, I will give this game a solid 7.5 or 8. So more I'll give this game an 8, a solid 8, simply because of the characters, the dialogue, the gameplay. There's a lot of replay value here, like how they interact, especially towards the end, hearing how all these characters interact with, seeing how all these characters interact with the end of this game. It again makes for some really, really cool replayable value. And honestly, another best part about this game, honestly, in my opinion, photo mode. When I tell you photo mode is beautiful, you're gonna love it. Like I'm telling you, my review is honest. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My review is honest. This game is it. This game is it, man. And I hope for some DLC, and I pray for a second game, bro. If y'all can't give us DLC, please give us a second game, man. This game was beautiful. It was beautiful. There was definitely some tears along the way, some sadness, some happy moments, some heartwarming moments, man. If you're waiting to hear about reviews and you hear mine, I hope that this convinces you to kind of look into the game, whether you get it or not. Some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, and I accept that. One thing I don't accept is the fact that people just you're upset because this game isn't what the previous games were. They give a lot of games hard times because of that, because it can't live up to its counterpart, and it's not fair. You're not giving this game the benefit of the doubt. You're upset because it's not Arkham. Personally, bro, this game is it. It's not better than Arkham, but its own game, it stands solid, man. So I have to give this game a solid 8 out of 10, bro. And that's my review of this game. That's my review. Be on the lookout for a few little gameplay segments here and there. Definitely gonna be dropping some builds. If you guys enjoyed my review of this game, go ahead and show me how much you liked it by hitting that like button, because that help out a lot. Comment, share the channel, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't even know why I keep going through this in every video. Y'all know what to do. I don't even know why I'm sitting over here trying to tell y'all what to do. Y'all grown ass people. Y'all know what to do, bro. Go ahead and you want to help me out a little bit. Know what I'm saying? But it's been real. It's been fun. I enjoy giving my opinions on games, and yeah, let me know how much y'all enjoy mine. So I'ma see y'all in the next video. Know what I'm saying? And I'ma holla at y'all. Lars-San is out. Peace.